Hi, everybody out there. My name is Faith, and I am very excited to talk about a very near and dear metaphor that I have included in my book. Um, I've been working on a program since I graduated from Antioch in 2006. And the program I developed is called Skillful Recovery. And I work with an amazing group of people who are in the process of recovery and self-empowerment. And I decided to write it up in a training manual and an introduction to what led me to think about Skillful Recovery Program. And so I'm going to attempt to tell you the metaphor of my book, The Lighthouse Effect. So the Lighthouse Effect is the idea of aligning with the light of who you are, with your higher consciousness, with your wisest self. And it represents the symbol of a lighthouse solidly placed on the foundation of bedrock in the middle of the sea as a beacon for sailors and travelers that are journeying in waters that are unpredictable. So in my metaphor, the sea is symbolic of our emotions. And so when it's nice and calm and the sun is out and the weather is fair, is when our emotions are doing relatively well. And our emotions, I've noticed in my life, do relatively well when my thinking is positive and I feel like things are synchronizing with what my desires are. So I would call that a blue sky day, clear sailing. And so that's the sea, representative of our emotions. And I also call it child mind, emotional mind, and dialectical behavioral therapy. And the shore is symbolic of our rational thoughts, our structure, what it is that grounds us, and how we structure our daily lives that help us to feel safe and accomplished and steady in our lives. So my idea is, how do I get my emotions to shore when my thinking is negative or reactive, like I'm triggered by something that somebody said to me that triggers a core belief of not good enough, where I might get defensive. So it's constantly being aware of your thought process. And that is accomplished in my Skillful Recovery program by practicing mindfulness and meditation. And so this is why I come up with the title of my book, The Lighthouse Effect, because it's a process of becoming very good, very skilled at monitoring and observing your thoughts And if they go offline or out of alignment, as I call it, to not judge yourself for noticing that, but to try to get those thoughts back into alignment. So my idea of the emotions then, like anxiety, for example, they're indicator lights, feeling anxious, feeling fearful, feeling guilty, feeling resentful, angry, frustrated. They're indicator lights pointing to what your narrative is. What are you thinking about? Because many people come in to see me and they sit down and they want to get rid of their anxiety and their depression. And so my work is to help people notice that their feelings are just indicator lights of what their thought process is at any given time. So we get distracted by symptoms and are thinking that it's the anxiety we want to numb out from or get rid of. And in fact, we need to practice being grateful for our feelings and our emotions because they're just showing us where our mind is getting caught or hooked or triggered in the recovery language. And our thoughts around urges and cravings that compel us and draw us like we're under a spell to that addictive behavior. So for me, it's saying yes to the feeling, yes to the symptom, and taking a deep breath in my mind is like moving your mind from the ocean, from the troubled waters, if you will, the tumultuous sea, to the shore for a rational thought that's still true. So you might feel fear. Then the practice is, what are the thoughts? What's the narrative? What's the story that you're telling yourself that is creating fear? So that process brings you to shore, to think and reach for a thought or a narrative that's truer, that brings more stability, that grounds you, your mind. And then that process, you become more skillful and wiser. And then the second practice with that is to back into your own lighthouse. And your own lighthouse, in my mind, is alignment with your spiritual practice, with the God of your understanding, with your most expanded and wisest comment or explanation or sharing that you might do with a loved one who is in trouble, and your own morals and values ultimately. So the process is taking a deep breath and backing into your own morals and values, your spiritual practice, and see if you can reach for a higher, wiser, and more expanded narrative that is also true. It's still true, which is very important. So the lighthouse effect is the practice of retrieving yourself, recovering your mind from the stormy sea, bringing your mind to shore, and reaching for a higher truth that is in alignment with your own philosophy, your own wisdom, that resonates with your own philosophy of life. So I hope you enjoyed my explanation of the metaphor, the lighthouse effect. And I hope that it helps you in your life. And if you want to continue viewing my videos, please like me and give me some feedback. Let me know how I'm coming across and what you would like to see, because I'm trying to improve on my maybe the volume of my voice, or maybe positioning myself in a different light, or whatever you would like to say. So thank you so much, and honor your own truth and respect your own heart. Namaste. Aho. Nice to be with you and share with you what has helped me in my life.